Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Isaiah, and in this video we're going to talk about the money we've made this week, what we have as a running total, as well as looking at the account. And as you can see, we are at $50,000, just over. So we're back over the 50K threshold. We had some bullish moves at the beginning of the year, brought the account up. We were making money each week selling options. The market took a huge downturn. We were making money each week selling options, and the account is growing back up again, getting a more bullish market. Either way, we're making credits on both sides. So this video, it's Friday. It's a recap of the week. We're going to break down what we've made. Before we do that, let's look at our trade history. Always like to be transparent. I was assigned FCEL, and I got called away on run. It's weird that they were both for 650, so it's kind of like a net there on that play. But as you can see, we have some dividends coming as well. Over $300 in dividends this week, mostly because of MSTY, $133. ULTY paid well. I did buy another 100 shares of those. As I've said in other videos, sell options. You will make so much more money than collecting high-yielding dividends, but for the purpose of this, I am going to get up to 1,000 shares of ULTY. So let's scroll down here. You can see, let's look at our options. There we go. We did sell one put today, $66 on a $2 stock. I couldn't resist. And 65, 150. And like I said, you're going to get to see my Excel file, which breaks it down a little bit easier to read, but full transparency. I want everyone to see all my plays for the week, and that way, not hiding anything. So let's jump back over to the account here. As you can see, we have just over 50K in the account, 50,600. The market had a little run-up day. We peaked at 51,000, so the account's growing, continues growing. We have a ton of buying power for next week. As you can see, 23,824. I did take some money from the account to buy my dad a birthday present, which I said I use this account to invest in myself, whether it be for education, business, or whatever, as well as, family gifts. Mother's Day is coming up, so my sisters and my mom, got to get them all gifts as well. So, I will borrow from this account for that. But again, we're making money every week selling options. The whole reason you invest is so that you can generate income to enjoy life. So without further ado, let's jump into our Excel file for the week. So here you can see the file. As you can see, we have collected $658 this week. A little bit lower than some weeks, but again, $658 of passive income this week. From the couch, as they say. No extra work, no time investment, just playing positions we like. Let's break down what we did this week. So I opened a position for Bumble. I don't think I've ever played Bumble before. Dating app. I use it. I have no luck with it, but I still like it. Earnings were okay. ARY, 3 there, $5 stock. Collected $150. ALT, that should actually say rolled CSP because I actually rolled that position. I apologize. When you sell a cash secured put, you're agreeing to buy a stock for a predetermined price. When you roll the position, you're still agreeing to buy it for that price, but you're rolling it to a farther expiration. Give yourself more time. And then again, the Wolf one we sold today. Below that, our dividends. We collected I'm going to go to the dividends tab here, $317 in dividends this week. That is the most I've collected dividends ever. Like I said, it's mostly from MSTY. So it was a good payout this week, but obviously, as I said before, if I was using that same amount of money invested in all those stocks, I would get way more each week in selling options. But as you can see, $658 collected this week. Another great week. The next thing we're going to jump into is our running total. Right here, this is our running total, and we have tracked it for 16 weeks. 16 weeks on YouTube here of tracking options, showing trade history, letting you see how much money we have made. So, over the 16-week span, we have collected $12,533. That breaks down to around $3,000 per month. That's nice extra cash. Not bad. $3K a month. What would you do if you had $3,000 extra each month? Invest in yourself, enjoy more financial freedom, reduce your stress, whatever it may be. Let's sell options, let's grow, and let's collect some cash. If you break down that $12,533 that we've collected in 16 weeks, divided by 16, it averages out to $783 per week. That's some people's whole paycheck right there for the week. And we're making it doing passive income, and I don't have this secret strategy. I am just literally agreeing to buy or sell stocks for a predetermined price, and because I'm doing that, I'm collecting a premium. So there's no secret strategy, there's no trends, there's no staring at charts. It's finding stocks you like, find a price you're okay with owning at, and sell your options. And then if you break down that $783 per week and you multiply it by 52, you will get $40,734 in a year. That's a good passive side income salary right there. Not bad. So as I've said, I think the account will be around the $70,000 by the end of the year. The only reason it wouldn't be is if I borrow more than I expect. Like I said, I've used money from it for real estate license, coding courses, gifts, things like that. And it's going to be an expensive month in terms of borrowing from it. Like I said, Dad's birthday, he's the man. Got to get him something. He's the best. Mother's Day, sisters, my mom. Got to get everybody something for that. So, got to have gifts ready. And advantage of selling options, you can, get people in your family gifts, and, you're not really stressing about it. You're finding something enjoyable, get them, enjoy it. So, kind of just said enjoy too many times there. Let's jump over to our dividend payouts. That $3,005 is how much we have collected this year in dividends. So $9,000 and some is what we've collected selling options. $3,005 is what we've collected from dividends. Again, it's pretty close to how much is invested in both. That kind of just gives you an idea that selling options is going to generate you more income. So we're going to jump back over to our account. But like I said, $658 collected this week. At over a 16-week span, averages $783. We did have a couple big weeks in there, over $1,000 that do skew it up a little bit. But next week, we have a ton of options that are set to expire. So we might have a big week next week. I'm not sure. We'll see. Or I just might let them all expire. Who knows? I'm not sure what we're going to do. The possibilities are always endless, and that's what makes selling options so much fun. We've had quite a bit of run up the last couple days. I'm hoping for a down day. We'll talk about that here in a minute when we get back to the account. Okay, we're back in the account here, and as I mentioned, we have about 40 contracts set to expire next week, so it's a big week. The week after has quite a few. The 30th has a decent amount. Yeah, so the next 3 weeks, we do have a lot of stuff set to expire. We'll see what happens, play it by ear. As you can see, I did buy another 100 shares of ULTY, put us up to 815. I did sell RDTE and YMEG. I was literally tired of collecting $2 and $8 a week on those dividend payouts. So for the price it cost me to sell them, I was able to buy 100 shares of ULTY, and I'll probably buy another 100 shares next week. I was really hoping for a pullback. I do have a covered call at the $6 price for 200 shares. I'm really hoping next week we go back down into that, oh man, if we could get into that 580 range, that would be awesome for it. If we could get, let's see, over the past week, I think we've dropped down around 580 for the past week. 590. Okay, I'd take 590. If we get down to 590 next week, I'll buy another 100 shares. I don't really want to buy it at the 6, but with that now, 815 shares. Our price average is $6.93 per share, so we continue to lower the price average as we're buying more dollar cost averaging. I have NIO covered calls set to expire next week for $4. I'm hoping it stays below 4. If not, we are going to roll that position. Yeah, the covered call, $4. Everything's had quite a run up, which I'm kind of surprised that we had a run up today, because SPY, the S&P 500, which I've said in other videos, I base that the movement on that. And as you can see throughout the day, went up and down, and by the end of the day, it was down 77 cents. So no real movement, but that's why I'm kind of surprised my portfolio was up $1,000 today. So usually basing on that. Next week, these two plays we just opened, ARY, if that's anywhere near $5, we're rolling that position. It's at $5.93 right now, so hoping for a pullback. Bumble, oh man, it's over $1 up. Jeez Louise, Bumble really roll up. So that'll probably expire worthless unless we get it to come back down. ULTY, I really want to keep these shares. I don't want to lose these 200. I sold 2 covered calls to collect $20. Just extra cash from it, and hoping it would stay below 6. It still might. We have a couple days till expiration, but if it's close, we're rolling that position. I'd like it to expire worthless, and then probably won't sell covered calls on any of my ULTY shares. Maybe if it has a run up and I could sell an $8 covered call on all 1,000 shares by that point, that's a possibility. But covered calls, name of the game, love selling those. I talked about my last video, CLSK. If that was going to close below 850, I was going to let it get a sign so I could sell covered calls. Unfortunately, that stock ran up to like $9.15 today, so it expired worthless, which, as you know, you get your collateral cash back, but, not able to make any covered call money on it next week. But that's kind of a week in the nutshell there. We had a great week, $658, passive income. This is an income-generating account. Our goal is to grow every week, and as the market continues to rebound from that huge rundown we've had a few months ago, the account is only going to expedite its speed up to the top. I expect us to be over 60,000 in the next probably 2 months or so. Assuming we have a flat to consistent market, when we have that, we're able to generate our income through selling options and continuously grow the account that way. But that recaps and closes out our week of trading. If you're watching the NBA playoffs, my Cavs, we need our win tonight against the Pacers. We need it bad. And then the second game of the night, Nuggets, 149 points, giving up 80 at halftime. I wonder if that's how Game 2 is going to look, or if that was an anomaly. Either way, I am excited. I love the NBA playoffs. It's great. One of my favorite times of the year. My preseason pick my playoff pick, was the Cavs versus the Nuggets in the NBA Finals. They both need to step up. Let's see what happens today. But outside of that, I appreciate every one of you. You guys are leaving some of the best comments, asking some great questions. My advice on selling options, and again, not financial advice. I never provide that. I provide educational tools, and I talk about my trades. And if you like some of them, then you're welcome to take them. But remember, those are my trades. But my advice on this is, when you're selling options, take it slow. Take it slow. Don't try to overextend, oversell. Don't try to overcollect those credits. Let your account grow. Set a weekly goal. For me, it's 550. Once I hit it, unless I see something that really catches my eye, or I have positions I need to roll, I'm not making any extra moves. Just be patient. Let the account grow, and you will succeed. It'll take time, but it'll compound, and soon you'll have 40 contracts expiring a week, and you might have more already. Whatever it may be, whether you're trading with 1 contract a week, 1 contract every other week, or 100 contracts a week, be patient. Only sell puts on stocks you're okay with owning, and as long as you do that, I don't think you can lose. My personal opinion, but I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you in the next one.